Saturday, January 27th, 07:16 a.m. New York time. Good morning. We're almost at the end of the month. Be the first month completing of the new year. How's your performance for your investment portfolio doing? Are you above or below the opening price of day one trading this year? Consider check your performance. If you're in losing positions since day one of this month, consider rotating them to winners. In this video, I'm going to show you winners and losers. Don't be one of those people staying in bad positions. Don't marry bad positions. Be flexible and adjust your positions. It's a long-term investment. Things change. Adopt to change. Looking here at a 5-year chart. Each candle is a weekly, represents a week. This is the S&P 500 cash index. Here's a low for 5 years. And we're at all-time highs now. All-time highs. All-time high for the year. All-time highs. Winner. We're not below the low of last year. Here's the low of last year. We're not below that. Yeah, we're not below the low of that or above end. Winner, S&P 500. The momentum is to the upside. Yeah, there will be pullbacks. So on the faster time frame, which would be below the weekly, look for entries, as long as you're in the markup phase or in the accumulation phase. If you'd like to know more about that, well, consider below this video in the message. Click on my Patreon page and you get deeper details. So from the S&P 500, go into the NASDAQ 100. All-time new high, another winner. All-time new high, outstanding. Now we're looking at the Dow Jones 30, which is the 30 largest publicly traded companies in the United States. These are American companies, United States companies. All-time new high, outstanding. Look, it's in the markup phase, accumulation phase, distribution phase, markdown phase. So the top 3 indexes I just showed, all-time highs. Again, I ask you, how's your investment portfolio doing since the beginning of the year? Maybe you're in a mutual fund. Maybe you're in a hedge fund. Maybe you're in just one single stock. Is it performing equal or better than either of these 3 indexes I just showed you? If it's not, consider firing the person that's managing your position. If you're in a cryptocurrency, if you're in a bond, again, if it's performing poorly, not equal or better than these indexes, don't marry a bad position. It could get worse. Dow Jones Transport Index. We're below the high of last year. And we did make a new high for the year. Here's the beginning of the year, this red candle. So we're a new high for the year, but it's not an all-time high. Nope. There's better ones than this. Now, Dow Transport Average is part of the S&P 500. Here we go with the Dow Utilities Average. This is also inside the S&P 500. It made a new low for the year. Loser. This is a markdown phase. And the Russell 2000, green for the week, still below the high of last year. And here's the first week of the year. We're below that. The top 3 indexes I showed you are winners. Outstanding. Again, the S&P 500 index here comprised of several indexes, the NASDAQ 100, the Dow Transports, the Dow Utilities, the Dow Transports, Dow Utilities, S&P 100. Yep. So there's several different indexes in the S&P 500. With the Russell 2000 are smaller companies. So we're going to go look at the sectors now. So inside this S&P 500, there are 11 sectors. That's good. It's a very diversified index. So remember here, we had an all-time high in the S&P 500. So we're going to look for if there's sectors that are performing equal or better. Equal or better. If they are not, then there's nothing wrong with staying in the S&P 500. But if you could digest this, the wrong word, dissect this, let's say, into those 11 sectors, which we will do, and see which sectors are performing better, why not consider investing in those? The 11 sectors, we would do an order of the largest percentage, the one that represents the largest percentage of the S&P 500. XLK, technology. Yep, makes up over 20% of the S&P 500. Look at that, all-time new high, outstanding. So again, the S&P 500, we know is at all-time high, the NASDAQ 100 all-time high, and the Dow Jones all-time high. A lot of that has to do with technology companies, winning technology companies. So this was XLK. This is a stock ETF. You could buy it. You could buy one share, dollar cost average. You could buy micro shares of one share. This share closed at $201.75. If you don't want to buy one share for that price, you could buy fractional shares. There are good brokers that offer fractional shares. Next one, XLV, healthcare, makes up almost 15% of the S&P 500. We are below the high of 2022. That's not a winner. And look at that. Here's the first week of the year. And then currently we're here. We're not at all-time high for the year, but we're above the lows of this year. This is a markup phase. That's good. That's bullish. This is a pullback. One could be looking for the entry on a faster time frame for a trigger to buy. And then hopefully we have that continuation going back up. Again, this is a markup phase. Good place to be on your side when you're in a bullish trade or looking for bullish trades. XLF financials make up more than 13% of the S&P 500. So look at that, all-time new high for the year. We're still below the high of 2022. Markup phase, consolidation, breakout, new high for the year, outstanding. Again, we know the indexes are performing better than this one. Again, this is a nice markup phase. XLY, consumer discretionary, makes up a little more than 10% of the S&P 500. It's below the high of last year, below the high of 2021, loser. Yep. So it made a new low for the year. A big loser. Not necessarily the company is performing poorly. It's just that the smart money is going for winners, ones that are doing better growth. This index, this sector is not going out of business. But again, the growth is not as rapid as the many positive technology companies. XLC, communication services, makes up 9.9% of the S&P 500. New high for the year, outstanding. Still below the high of 2022, still below the high of 2021. It's a big markup phase, big candle, almost a solid body. That's positive. XLI, industrials, makes up 9.7% S&P 500. Still below the high of last year, but it made a new high for this year. It took out that red candle. Be interesting if we're going to break through that or if it's going to have a failure. We'll find out soon. Nice consolidation here. Looks like it's working as accumulation. Accumulation is when smart money's buying. You have this big impulse move up, big body, big impulse move up. The bottom of it here never got tested. What happened was you had this big sell-off. Yeah, these two green candles, lower low, lower high. Buyers stepped in here. You see these wicks and this big green candle, long wick. Buyers stepped in there real strongly when they saw it do a pullback here. Again, they saw it as a discount on what they were bullish. They bought at the discounted price. Good for them. And since then, it went higher. XLP, consumer staples, makes up 6.7% S&P 500. That's below the high of 2022. Made a new low for the year. Yeah, lower highs. XLE, energy, makes up 6% S&P 500. Huge consolidation building in here. Yep, a lot of whipsaw. Still below the high of 2022. Here's the high of the year. Bearish pin bar. Big bullish engulfing candle. Hugely engulfed these. Nice. That's bullish. Again, it's not the best. There are better ones, but again, that's bullish engulfing. That means all these people that were short, bullish engulfing candle, sell a shut off. That's 2 weeks of trades. Those red candles, they are stuck. If they went short at that point, they're on the wrong side because this is higher now. Yep. Yeah, they could close their position, take a loss. Why would you not want to close it? Because again, if this continues going higher, their loss is greater and they are in margin positions. They will have to bring in more money to stay in those positions. Some of them might be already forced to close on margin calls. XLU, utilities. Here's the high of 2022. Here we are, new low for the year. XLRE, real estate, makes up 2.7% S&P 500, way below the highs from up here. There we go. That's 2021, way below the highs. And look what it did. Last week was the low of the year. This week it made an inside candle. It's red. Well, it's yellow, but it's solid body equivalent to a red. And it closed below that prior red candle body. That's bearish. Bearish. Yep. Okay. I know it's inside candle. Sometimes you have a flip because inside candle means indecision. Simply didn't take out the higher low of the prior candle. Indecision. Well, there might be the decision is it might build consolidation, might break, go lower. Time will tell. I'd rather own the physical real estate property that's collecting monthly income instead of in a stock that's declining when you're in a bullish position. XLB materials makes up 2.5% S&P 500, below the highs of 2022. Yeah, huge consolidation here. Consolidation could be bullish or bearish. That's why I'm not saying it's accumulation. I'm not saying it's distribution. It's a consolidation, a lot of chop. And the decline is down right now. Yep. Right below the high of last year. Last week made a new low for the year. And it did fill to have a continue. When it tested that, fill to continue going higher. So those are the 11 sectors. Again, the indexes, the top three I showed you, are outperforming. And we already saw here who's the best. Let's go include the Magnificent Seven, the old school FANG Plus. The technology stocks, the ones that are in big indexes. First one's Apple. Again, 5-year chart, each candle of the week. We were below the high of last year. Yellow horizontal line is the high of last year. This yellow horizontal line is the low of last year. Here's the low of this year. Big bullish candle here. Impulse move up last week. And this week formed a bearish pin bar. May have a retest of that high. But again, want to expect that if it's going to be retested, Potential entry for a bearish trade. Yep. So he had a fake out here because this big bullish candle, one expect a mid-tip, expect somewhere there's going to be a retest somewhere of this candle, and then you look for a bullish trigger. Amazon, yep, new high for the year, still below the highs of 2021. Google, company called Alphabet, yep, new high for the year, an all-time new high, outstanding. This is Google, aka company Alphabet, all-time new high, outstanding. Meta, all-time new high, outstanding. Again, Meta owns WhatsApp, Meta owns Instagram, Meta owns Facebook, Meta owns a lot. New high for the year, outstanding. And Microsoft, all-time new high, outstanding. Look at this huge markup phase here. Distribution, mark down, markup phase, nice. So we already see several of these technology companies, all-time new highs, helping the indexes, all-time new highs. NVIDIA, November, Victor, Delta, Alpha, and all-time new high, outstanding. Big move up already. Tesla, here's the high, 2021. Here's the high of 2022. Here's the high of 2023. What do we have here? Lower highs. The stock is in a markdown. New low for the year it made this past week. Loser. Yep. Broke below this low of October last year. Big move broke below it. Let's remove that. Almost a solid red candle. That's a huge dump. That's institution smart money selling. They have been selling for the past several years. Hopefully you are not one of those knuckleheads that were buying it as a long-term investment. It's been filling its swing points. Again, there are many stocks performing better than this one. So if you're doing dollar cost average or short-term bullish swing trades, big institutions are against you. They are shorting it. They are selling it. They are trading bearish. Yeah, you might have a minor retracement here. Again, this is not good because the indexes are outperforming it. Many stocks are outperforming this. New low for the year. Snow. Look at this distribution back here, 2021, and the high 2020. Made a new high for this year. Here's accumulation, and we broke out of it. Nice. Big long duration, again, markdown, accumulation, markup phase. Nice. And Netflix. Here's the high, 2021. Here's the high of 2022. That was a markdown phase coming off the distribution. We're in a markup phase now. New high for the year. Tested midpoint right here. Here's the low this year. Huge move up. Already labeled midpoint here. Nice. Huge trading range. That's a lot of buying activity there. It's a lot of buying strength. So now your situation awareness, where the smart money going? Where's the new highs for the year? And where are the new all-time highs? Trade smart, people. Don't stay in bad positions. Thank you as always for spending just a little bit of your time with me. That's a video. Thanks for watching.